Hi, Cancer. How are you? Welcome to Moonrise Cottage for your July 2020 reading. Very exciting things unfolding for you, Cancer. I've just got one more card to pull out. We're going to jump into it. So while I'm finishing the shuffle, I just want you to know there's a link below the video when we're done for you to go and look at your June reading. In June, you had Jaguar and Black Panther come out in the Oracle cards. So it's an important reading as a basis point or a foundation for this. Also, quick reminder, the COVID-19 special price for tarot readings is still in effect. This would be the moment. The price is going to continue to creep up, but I'm going to keep that as long as possible. So that link is below. There are links below for Molly McCord and Pamela Gregory, who are very enlightened astrologers, taking a look at this eclipse that's coming forward on the 4th and 5th of July. And by the way, happy birthday to all the Cancers out there. So let's jump right in. I just want to get one more card. That's it. Thank you, Spirit. I like it. Okay, a lot of change coming for you, Cancer. We know because of what came out last month. Hi, Anna. Nice to see you here. So, gang, what I'm going to do, as I often do, is I'm going to go through the reading, and then I'm going to pause a little bit at the end, make a point, a reference point to clip the video, and then I'll come over to the chat room. We'll chat if you'd like, okay? So, Cancer, let's start with the Oracle cards. Look at that. Really beautiful. The Salmon. Last month, you were going into the deep, looking at all your fears, looking at the shadow side, with your power, not my guides are saying not ineffectuated. What they're talking about is not with a lack of power. You were actually using your power to look very deeply into the shadow places in your own life that perhaps were causing you some challenges. And while you were doing that, you were rising into your power. Because, you know, if you can get into the shadow side of your life or walk through the darkness, a period of darkness in some way, the purpose of that is emergence into the light. And look, you did it, Cancer, so good for you. The Salmon, leaping up, sacred universal consciousness, returning to the source, Cancer. That's what you've been involved in. It's continuing this month. So returning to the source energy of creation, the divine. If you want to reference this, my guys are chattering a little bit about the love aspects this month. So this, in some sense, in the Celtic Wisdom Tarot, is related to the Ten of Cups. So there's something going on in your love life as well for many of you, possibly not all, because this is a general reading. If you want a reading for yourself and your loved one, click the links below. Well, look at that. Very interesting. Last month we had Jaguar, but it was the dark Jaguar. This is about coming out into the light. Do you see how the coloration of the card has changed? So this in the Animal Medicine deck is about stepping into and utilizing your ability to be literally impeccable with your words, with your thoughts, with your self-knowledge, understanding how you walk in your own life, how that affects you, your outcomes, and of course the people around you. So you're making an effort, Cancer, to come into this energy in your life, to be really clear, to use source energy, to use your words, your power, your deeds, to become impeccable while you come through this next period, this next month, because as most everybody knows, we're having an eclipse on the 4th of July, 5th of July, depending on where you are. And what I love about this eclipse, the eclipse is in the sign of Capricorn. So your mate for the last 18 months, we had Cancer in the North Node and Capricorn in the South Node. That period is coming to an end. And things are going to continue to be intense here all over the world because we have Mars moving into Aries. And it's going to last for 6 months, straight through to the end of the year. So make sure to check your astrology. That's just, my guide said, they just want to give you the little overview. Oh, and I almost forgot. I am going to be doing a live stream on the 5th of July. The link is below. And the tapestry meditation, my guys are talking about bringing all souls together, etc., etc., the source. That's going forward also on Sunday at 1 o'clock. Links are below if you want to join us. Click the link and register. Okay? So, Cancer, my guys are saying, and there's your natural state. These are moonflowers. And you see how they're literally threaded together? You have done something really fantastic in your life. You have threaded yourself back into the source energy of your own life. And again, clearly, we could look at this and say, this, for some of you, this is about a very, very beautifully, oh my guys are saying, inspired relationship with another being. And last month they were talking about you have somebody in your life who's mystically helping you transform. So through that relationship, whether it's a friend or a lover or a family member or somebody that you bump into, my guys always say it this way, in the supermarket, and they're talking about the happenstance of life, the things that unfold in moments when you don't expect them. So you are now rethreaded, Cancer, into the sacred realm of your own existence. Whatever it was that was going on last month, I believe you've mastered it. And this month, especially because of the eclipse, you're going to continue to solidify this connection in your love life, in your internal life with yourself, and with the divine source energy. And so the last oracle that comes out about this reading, sort of setting the stage for the reading, is the ghost dance from the Mystical Shaman Oracle. Ooh, Cancer, I'm really loving your journey lately. So this is about allowing yourself to finish what some people would call karmic cycles, often having to do with people who are now in your past, those people you've been able to reconcile within yourself, walk away from. This is also about the ancestors. It's about freeing yourself from negative karmic cycles, having initiated in your family lineage or in groups that you've been connected to. And so you're going to finish this part of the cycle so that you are no longer haunted, so to speak, about the things that have been out of balance in your life that are related somehow to the past, that which you are leaving behind. And you clearly are, because here's the theme of your reading. I love this. The sacred alchemist, temperance. Again, as the guides have been saying, through this last month and this month and the month after, the rest of the year really, Cancer, you're going to be going through this sacred process of alchemy. Your energy, you see the moon, or pardon me, the portal there, through these eclipse cycles. And we've got 6 eclipses this year. This one coming up will be the 3rd. It's extremely unusual. And it's just the universe aiding the work of the shift and change that's meant to happen, because we're going to have Pluto and Capricorn all year. And there are a lot of other conjunctions, so make sure you check out the astrology and how it affects you. So there you are, Cancer. You see that? This energy coming through the portals that have been opening, new moon, full moon, new moon, full moon. That's what my guides always say to Cancer, because you're pulled by the moon. So that's the goddess Coventina. She is the butter churner. It is her ability to bring things into their proper form. Do you see the spiral, the sacred spiral on the vessel? The vessel's you, and there's energy bubbling up. The universe really has its whole attention. So in the very center of my readings, again, reminder, I always post a picture of the card spread so you can really see it on the community tab after the reading's out. So that's the theme of what you can expect to be experiencing in many ways in June. So the card that comes next, that's the center, literally the center point of the reading. It's about your energy. That's the Tower card. In this deck, it's the changer of truth. So the Tower's coming down. And like the Ghost Dance card predicted, whatever doesn't fit in your sacred bowl of existence, you're leaving it behind. And you are now going to be in charge of what is true and what is not when it comes to your life, because you stand with that much power. Major Arcana card. Destruction. That which does not serve you, you've done away with it. It's going to finish that process this month, and you're going to walk on. Because wait till you see the rest of the cards that are out here. And so, look, a 0 point. See that? The soul. Kundalini awakening. Going through the portals of the shutters. My guides are calling it the shutters of the moon cycles that have been utilized for these eclipses in the last month and a half. So there you go, going through the sacred portal, out into the universe. Do you see the sacred bowl? The triple spiral is turning. Death, life, rebirth. You're walking forward on a soul journey in your own human life. And what I love about this is it's directly after this. So we have this, then the reading goes forward, and that's what we see. You're cleaning out. You're cleaning house, very definitely. And there you go. You're going to bring that bowl right side up, and you're going to walk into your destiny. A soul journey. This is the Fool card in the traditional tarot. So it's that moment when you have a realization, a divine realization, and you take the leap. And if you remember what the Fool card looks like, we see somebody looking up at the sky, having a moment of realization about the way they are connected to the source. And based on that connection, they just leap into their life. It is not foolish to leap into the connection with source energy. You do it with complete trust and faith. And if you want to call it naivete, it's childlike in a sense. It's innocent. You totally reform yourself, and you are then willing to take on this soul journey and be at a brand new place in your life. And Cancer, look. The wellspring of your life is about to open up. You are going to become the wellspring of your own life. That's what this card is about. See the sun coming up? Cancer, look. That's the beautiful goddess Bo'an. Legend has it that she became the well that inspired the flow of the River Boyne in Ireland along the Boyne Valley. And so you see how she's turning into a river? This deck is a little different than traditional tarot, but basically this would be considered one of the minor court cards. So you've had your journey. You've come a very long way. A very long way. And now you begin to evolve into the power of the major arcana of the deck. That's what this is telling you, because you're willing to take this journey. And that's the first step on the journey. That's not bad, Cancer. I like that outcome. And look, I was just talking about Mars and Aries. So for those of you that have fire sign in your chart, or perhaps as a rising sign, take a look at the implications. Really know for yourself this next couple of months. But so this is a prophecy. That's the Ace of Wands. Do you see the blue trousers? Complete change. Open from the will center up, clearing away obstacles and sending your intentions out into the universe. And that's the desire. See the shining city? You're creating a new life for yourself. And you now, because you have thrown off whatever was binding you that caused you to need to have a tower moment to bring something crashing down and really separate yourself from it. And again, if it's a relationship, I'm sorry. But sometimes it just has to be, doesn't it? It just sometimes has to be. And it's always hard when it happens. It's not easy. So my guides are saying, but we're walking with you, and they just want you to feel reassured. So brand new start in your life. You're not in this place anymore. You're coming ashore now. So I love this. This is 10 of Swords. Whatever was happening that caused you to leap out, you have finished it. And because this sits next to the Tower card like that, look at that. Woo-wee. Whatever you cut out of your life, it's so done. It's so done. So there may be somebody in your life who's feeling like they got 10 swords in their back. Not much you can do about it. You know, when you have to sever a relationship, or when you have to end a part of your life, including a part of your internal life that may have been causing problems for you emotionally, psychologically, spiritually, in your life in general, you're bringing that to a complete close. You're just so done with it. So you're finishing a cycle in your human existence that you will never have to repeat again. That's what this is about in this kind of a placement that I just showed you. Whatever this is, a lot of people will use the word karmic. It's done. When you reincarnate and you come back to this place the next time, if there is a next time for you, you won't have to go through this anymore. You have evolved beyond it. It's very beautiful. So on a soul level, look at that. King of Wands, baby. That's why you guys are saying it just like that. King of Wands, baby. That's the progression. So just so you know, just take a look. See this? That's why you're jumping off a cliff. Because on the inside, you know. So, really interesting that this is the way it's coming forward. You're walking out into the end of a literal cycle that you've experienced in your human life. I would think for a lot of cancers, because it's a general reading, many times. Back and forth, my guides are saying, back and forth and back and forth, back and forth on a soul level, working on this issue in your life. Cancer, you're a cardinal sign. You are a person of leadership. So the King of Wands, his battles are done. His shield is hanging on the wall behind him. It's there if he needs him. That's very interesting. Okay, so my guys are chattering in the background. Let me just finish, and then I will interpret that for you. So this person knows their journey has transformed. Like my guides were just saying, you never have to repeat that again. Your soul cycle connected to those kind of troubles is over because you've learned what you needed to learn. And because you've learned that, you're very fully in your power. You don't need your armor. You don't need your shield on a day-to-day basis because you're never going to have that difficulty. I think in your life, but clearly on a soul level. So the shield, while he's humbling himself in a sense, because his power is within him now. He doesn't need the garments. He doesn't need the finery and the trappings, so to speak. And he's making new shoes because he's walking on. The shield behind him is there if he needs it. He's confident enough to know that he'll put it there to help himself remember what he's been through. He's kind of walking away from that too. And, because we see it like this, he's walking away from these kind of battles. He knows he doesn't really need it. I really love it. If something comes up, he's got it. He's got the shield, but the shield is within him in these times. That's why we see it on the wall behind him. It's a remembrance. It's to help him remember and to celebrate himself in a sense. Because he's walking into a new prophecy. Look, Cancer, that's you, my darlings. Ace of Cups, another prophecy. You've got two prophecies on the table. And a lot of major arcana. So that's now, walking into this place within yourself where you're able to manifest. And you know what? Tomorrow, actually, thank you, Spirit, Venus goes direct motion. It might be stationed direct tomorrow, but she's coming out of retrograde. And so all the things that are attributed to the sign, to the planet Venus, love, beauty, abundance, the type of respite that is mentally and emotionally bringing you into a place of joy. So now you have the power to manifest what you want, and this is on a soul level. So my guides are saying it's a reflection of that. That's what you've achieved on a soul level. That's what you came into this lifetime for, to experience in these days. And all the folks that I, my guys just said represent with, all the folks that I engage with, whether it's a meditation or a reading, etc. My guides speak about this lifetime. The choice that we made to volunteer to come here and be here for these moments to assist the planet moving forward also required us to go through this type of a cycle so that on a soul level we finish it. Because when we leave here and we merge back into the radiant energy of the universe, we will be more powerful in a sense. The energy will be more well ordered, more radiant, because these things will have fallen off and the destiny's coming forward. Look at that. I have to cover that up because YouTube doesn't like it. They get in trouble with their advertisers. All right, so feminine figure. This is a major arcana card. It's the liberator of your devotion. So on a soul level, again, the reason that you're here. In these days, COVID-19, uproar in the politics, humanity facing itself, the roots, trying to eradicate the roots of racism and all the things that have come from that in the last 250 years. So Pluto comes back into its return, and Saturn comes back into its return. And these things, this type of an eclipse, I think we're not going to have an eclipse like this. I'm saying it wrong. My guys are telling me I'm saying it wrong. Go and watch the videos below. Maybe it's about Saturn, the structure that's coming forward. For some reason, I'm having a brain cramp and I can't remember. But coming to this point and moving forward, never to return for 8 or 9 years. We're literally finishing a lot going forward. So this is shaman, if I can fix it. This is a shamanic moment where your soul is being carried across into the universe to meld with sacred source energy. Thank you, Spirit. That's what this is about. Cancer. So if we're talking about you struggling through challenges in a relationship, that's what it talks about. All right. If this is about a relationship that's going on in your life, you are connected with somebody who's carrying you forward back into source energy. It's a shamanically led journey. And again, guides talked about it last month. So just understand that when this comes out in this kind of a reading, and we see you deeply connected to source, being reordered basically through this alchemical sacred process, what that does, it leaves you standing in your own life, in charge of your own destiny. Look at that. Woman of skill. Just see how activated you are going to be now, Cancer, after this period passes off and you continue through the year and through your life, my guides are saying. So that's you. Activated, complete. See that? That's the sacred spool of destiny. You're holding it in your own hands now. There's nobody who's going to have control over your life ever again because you're in charge of your destiny. And what you do with that power is you weave, or wind, if you will, the sacred string of your destiny around the tower of energy within you that causes you to be inspired and be connected like the pearl threaded. Do you see the quantum energy in that tower? I love this card. You're in charge of your destiny now because you have freed yourself from the BS that was holding you back, whatever it is. For some of you, clearly, I think the way the cards have come out, we're talking about a relationship that was very important in your life in some way. So there's one more card that sort of flipped out as I was finishing the spread. I just want to show this to you because it really gives me joy to see this. It came out just like this. Look. You really did end something. There was somebody who was menacing in your life in some way. Do you see the hand over the mouth? Look at that. Woo! Not so good. See the third eye? Trying to control you through some kind of psychic disturbance, preventing you from speaking your truth, speaking your power, standing in your power. That's over now. Check it out. Ten of Swords. You did it. So Cancer, wow. A lot of power coming from you folks this month. I'm going to pick from the Bag of Runes for you. Let's see what Spirit has to say. And then we'll hang out for a little while. And this video will publish probably in an hour or so. Okay? Okay, Spirit. Please tell us about the journey forward, away from the ghost dance and into destiny for Cancer through the eclipse I love that it's on the 4th of July with everything that's going on here in the States. I love that there's an eclipse in Capricorn. Ooh, it's going to be so hot for the rest of this year, straight through the election. So I'm glad that you're being able to ground yourself, Cancer. And you're just, you know, like the people in the streets. You are demanding your liberation. I love it. All right, Spirit, please tell us what we need to know. Beautiful. That's Fehu. Beautiful. All right, so we'll read it from the book, just so you know. And then it'll be time for you to go on your way. So basically, Fehu talks about understanding what it is that you need in your life to be happy and fulfilled. You know, is it the connection to whatever this energy was that was causing so much disturbance, or is it your own spiritual wealth, your own spiritual knowledge? So this is a rune about possessions and nourishment. It is a rune of fulfillment, ambition satisfied, love shared, and rewards received. It promises nourishment from the most worldly to the sacred and the divine. For if the ancient principle, as above, so below, holds true, then we are here to nourish God. I love this. The rune calls for a deep probing of the meaning of profit and gain in your life. Look with care to know whether it is wealth and possessions that you require for your well-being, or self-rule and the growth of your will. Love this. So one of the concerns of Fehu is to conserve what has already been gained. This rune urges vigilance and continual mindfulness, especially, thank you, Spirit, in times of good fortune. So don't take this for granted. You know, when you have this kind of massive shift and change, as anybody knows who's ever undergone an intentional change process, it takes a little bit of time to master it and to go deeply into it. And you're at an inception point with a lot of power, because the King of Wands making the new shoes for the new journey, very powerful. Prophecy on the table, major arcana on the table. Make sure that you give this your attention now. As you are giving attention to whatever that was that you're leaving behind, a job, a relationship, a political party affiliation, your racism, whatever it might be. And we're all going through this in one way or another. So you are helping bring forward the destiny of humanity, Cancer, and thank you for that while you're doing your own life. So make sure you don't collapse yourself in times of good fortune. Into your success on the one hand, and please refrain, my guides are saying, from behaving recklessly on the other. Enjoy your good fortune and remember to share it. For the mark of a well-nourished self is the ability and the willingness to nourish others with that which you have gained. So gang, thank you so much for being here. I'll put my glasses away. I look forward to seeing you next month. Join me on the 5th. And as always, put your comments below. They're very inspiring to me. I try my best to respond to everybody. Sometimes it takes me a bit of time depending on what's going on here in my life. All right. Thanks, everybody. Have a lovely day. And if you have Capricorn in your chart, that is scheduled for a live stream reading this afternoon at 6 o'clock. I'll look forward to seeing you there.